dear friend. Welcome to day number 29. It's already 29. Time is flying by. And it keeps me actually wondering. I was wondering if, how is everything with you in the sense of, you hear a lot that I discovered, a little Linda, my soul, whatever, rediscovered, and I'm finding myself wondering whether you even connect or resonate with what is coming your way from my fantastic and lovely tea garden. And if this whatever my soul is putting out to the world or was told to do so, if that's even resonating with you at all, or what your input both input and inputs would be on that, all that matters subject. And yes, but I'm hoping, if you're still here, then I am assuming that you kind of resonate with what's going on and what I have been told to discover within this book writing journey of mine of 2.5 years. There you go. But that came to my mind today. So let's pick up my book. Whoa, and that just fell. So that, whatever that means, maybe that's an epiphany, whatever. Okay, so today we're gonna dive a little bit more into this wonderful, magical word called codependency, which is a very interesting word. And yes, I think it's rather fascinating. Let's find out more if that is something that you might also be resonating with and maybe want to work on. Maybe you're not even aware of it, but let's find out. Okay, I'm going to talk about this right now a little bit more. All right, let's go. Okay. After some further detail digging on this newly introduced subject, my soul then soon came to realize that she for sure must have skipped another rather important must-know fine print within this almost 4 decades ago presented Living on Earth game introduction manual, whilst I strongly came to learn that one can get addicted to another human being. Whoa, what? One can get addicted to another human being. Well, and this train of thought certainly with no doubt never would have crossed my own mind by itself, even though I found myself unknowingly floating within this own reality-created experience on a daily with duality-filled basis for quite some years. What? Yup. Well, the irony of this entire just detected addiction behavior of mine, though, actually ended up being that my soul, for one, always consistently made triple sure that my mind and willpower would always remain in control over the whatever as potentially addictive, risky declared substances I did expose little Linda to in the past, which behavior mannerism certainly leads back to my very much so appreciated dear Ursa's fatherly provided life toolbox ingredients, and that I therefore, up to that very arisen now moment, too, ungrowingly, proudly kept on considering myself a soul with a non-addictive personality. Popes! LOL. Okay, besides my early on within this don't dream your life, live your dream chapter established on and off relationship with that wonderfully soothing and empowering black water brewed liquid called coffee. Ha! Yes, and as everyone at least should own one vice, my wisely choice, therefore devotedly continues on sticking to black coffee's turn me on recommendation, as I after all reliably succeeded in doing so. Oh yeah, I'm so addicted. No drugs, no alcohol, but caffeine and rock and roll, is how my talented high school classmate friend Christa Müller confesses it within her own self-created caffeine-recorded addiction confession, which lyrics with no doubt find themselves spot-on mirroring little Linda's own daily morning experienced cat and mouse dance ritual. Ha! I'm right there with you, my friend. I'm so addicted. Prost. And this codependency definition is the one that instantaneously resonated with my soul from head to toe once spotted. Codependency is a psychological condition or a relationship in which a person manifesting low self-esteem and a strong desire for approval has an unhealthy attachment to another person and places the needs of that person before his or her own. In codependency, a person tries to satisfy the needs of another who is often controlling or manipulating and who may have an addictive or emotionally unstable personality. Broadly, dependence on the needs of or control by another. Boom. Wow. There you go. And so much instantaneously makes a lot more sense. Correct, my wonderful co-traveler. Ha. Yes. And with this newly gained, change the way you look at things and things you look at change, puzzle piece perspective, it as a next step soon dawned on me that this with magic-filled, anti-wild and free vibrating codependency symptom with guarantee stood in direct correlation with those early on with Mr. Loneliness and Miss Fear undertaken Big Apple adventure creations, which practice cause and effect choices, therefore, on one hand, wonderfully ended up nurturing and developing my being nice, pleasing, and helping syndrome behaviors for 8.5 years straight, by furthermore blessing this living on earth game ride of mine with the complete abandonment experience of my precious, fun, and with giggles filled little Linda, and with the retrospective, ultimate inner and outer world gained reflection understanding based on the oh so eye-opening and logical like attracts like formula on the other. Abracadabra. Gratitude, love. Interestingly, there are many further by my curious Gemini on that topic attempted researching action choices actually a few months later gradually guided my attention successfully all the way back to its origin, which to my surprise revealed itself as the very now moment during which my soul, after a never-ending and boring developing, growing and floating around journey of a total amount of 8 months, came to the conclusion that enough was enough and that therefore it officially was at the time to finally get this living on earth game adventure started anew. Wow, what? Yep. And this further valuable and with special effects delivered, clicking fact about my true little self I came to experience whilst in one of my dear mom's and my vessel's usual never-ending Skype meetings, during which her soul suddenly felt prompted to mention that as part of little Linda's instant vessel removal into her first and without any physical contact yet granted temporary incubator home base, and with the further genius, inigual, hernia copycat request choice of mine, the bonding process between my parents and my soul therefore ultimately needed to get postponed until this very day on which they finally were able to keep her baby girl in Sulgen for good. Boom. Which meant about these 4 weeks later. Well, and this overall, with twists and turns, provided reality update combination eventually even more so succeeded in feeding my awareness with a lot more additional growth and expansionary ingredients for my precious developed life toolbox collection, and to furthermore provide myself with an even clearer understanding for this back then embarked Linda wartenweiler living on earth game character at hand. Abracadabra, got it. Driven by the where there's a way in, there always is a way out equation, my inner on the edge walking inner Artreyu warrioress then very much so felt prompted to find its remedy, to find its pulsating rhythmical remedy upon this rather important and essential finding back home again mission completion at one. That's right. Within a snap, Google therefore led my awareness towards this wonderful and empowering, resonating recovery option suggestion, which further newly provided information flow, left my soul with some more rather shocking insights on what to do. Wow, my lovely co-traveler, are you ready for this one? Let's blow your mind a little bit more, shall we? Ha! Okay, the most effective two stated key elements for a successful recovery journey of any codependent are, ta-da! 1. Self-love, and 2. The removal of one's vessel from these addictive and as unhealthy experienced vibrations. Boom! Wow, what? How crazy, right? This is exactly what the beloved universe, as part of its own established master plan, I assume, guided my soul towards to, ever since in a year prior experienced 444% enough was enough, clicking, awakening, revelation of mine upon the then soon after provided and entered Kali dreaming, adjusting, healing, and rebuilding journey. Wow, 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 wow. Well, and this law of attraction truth factor certainly keeps on convincing little Linda that any as incredible and I am possible declared desires can get achieved by every visible soul as soon as one allows oneself to actually trust all these many heart overhead appeared suggestions by furthermore following through as optimistic as possible, no matter how wild or scary those proposed action stepping stone choices might be sounding like. Yup, been there, done that, you too, ha! Thrilled about this just discovered self-loving triumph of mine, it as a next step suddenly dawned on me that whatever my inner on the edge walking Artreyu warrioress decided on practicing throughout the course of this about 3 weeks ago exited Wild West Coast test ride chapter ended up resulting in the ongoing dissolvement success of some of the online stated codependency symptoms, which invited transformational cause and effect special effects, therefore must have substituted my way of floating with those from some of these Manhattasians picked up lightness instead. Ha! The from exactly 2 years ago presented oak tree vision, therefore, with no doubt found itself getting nourished into the desired direction, and all the many from Herrn Albert Schweitzer earlier on predicted amazing puzzle pieces on top of it all, one by one, slowly seemed to be falling into place as well. Yay and bingo. Way to go. Alongside of my further recovery option entered researching journey, I then soon came to learn that the strict application of clear boundary settings, discipline, the trust of one's own inner guidance, courage, a staying as true to oneself as possible attitude, allowance, patience, and the implementation of a lot of one's own fun fact preferences over the course of 12 months straight, eventually successfully would metamorphose any once codependent practiced soul into a stable and vibrant interdependent version. Abracadabra. Meaning that as soon as this new state of awareness permanently would get ingrained, that this once experienced dependence on the needs of or control by another desire suddenly would have vanished, by instead causing one's soul to be floating with a more empowering, uplifting, and harmonious get the balance right dance routine of all the many fundamental and essential dissolved self-love discovered self-love, self-worth, self-respect, self-esteem, and self-confidence living on earth game vibrations. Yeehaw! And this remedy path certainly instantly resonated in its wildest and freest notes possible with little Linda, and continued to push all my already adapted doings forward with an even more so specific and clear defined game plan at hand. Boom! Well, and happily and proudly, at this very arising now moment, I am finding myself able to confirm to you, my wonderful co-traveler, that all those many stated recovery, life toolbox, ingredient suggestions, as predicted, revealed themselves to have been spot on, and that they ever since ungrowingly keep on blessing my soul with an abundance of rewarding and thrilling inflowing treats again upon this from the magical universe once guided into the truth about self-love exercise at run. Woo-hoo! Gratitude! Meanwhile, this 12 months recommended timeline finds itself placed by more than 21 months in the past, and the results my soul remains certain of do reflect themselves right here along on our mutually a while ago embarked Living on Earth game adventure excursion. Love. Yes. And on that note, I warmly and with all of my heart encourage each remaining codependent out there to do the same. Start living your own lives, dreams, and truths, if desired, with the attempt to look all your inner and outer detected dragons into their eyes. Remain strong, loving, respectful, open, positive, courageous, grateful, and determined towards what will appear, whilst your soul slowly and surely will be entering onto a powerful rebonding journey with your beautiful, happy, loving, precious, unique, and much higher vibrating true little self. Yeah. Therefore, keep on remembering that any love-based action choices will be blessing every involved soul with the most powerful and uplifting outcome possible. Guaranteed. Yay, it works. Been there, done that, still do, and so can you, 100%. You got this. Well, and if you happen to be a soul traveler who currently finds itself still unconsciously nurturing all your own many possible accumulated codependent symptoms, then little Linda remains very positive that our two souls, meanwhile, successfully connected on that matter, and that your own inner calling, including curiosity about it, got ignited as well. So shall be it. Now go, my dear friend. This truth and dare exercise is so worth its disruptive journey. Interdependence is the mutual reliance between two or more groups. In relationships, interdependence is the degree to which members of the group are mutually dependent on the others. And this concept differs from a dependent relationship where some members are dependent and some are not. Or in other words, some people are very independent in relationships, others are dependent, and a number of people are codependent, which means they put aside their own well-being to maintain a relationship with another. The healthiest way we can interact with those close to us is being truly interdependent, and so it is. Amen. With all these many new Living on Earth game experience ingredients stored within my head cinema library, the never-ending seemingly departure out of this with the diversity-filled NYC wrapping up chapter ed run slowly started to arrive as well, which reality check, therefore, for the first time ever since this delightful housekeeping school adventure of mine, triggered my ungrowing patience practicing soul on the 9th remaining day to create one of those final countdown sheets. Snap! Deja vu. Myrna, was that you? Peut-être. Ha! Then alongside with the crossing off gesture of the aimed for number 0, I furthermore felt prompted to take a closer inventory and inspection upon my preset NYC closing chapter itinerary, and found myself rather contented about the inside-out appeared achievements. Ticked off. Yay! Ready, steady, now let's go and hit the road. Check. That's right. And these activities lastly called in for the awaited time to say goodbye moment to emerge, accompanied by the official prosecution of this rather utmost important interpreted letting go of something that no longer serves one's growth and expansion stepping stone at hand. Sniff, sniff, hooray, ho, hey, ho. After an emotional bye-bye ritual with my dearly grown Monitor Street home sweet home base of 5 years, including with my skilled pots and pans iPhone juggling roommate of 1.5 years, my vessel then found itself keyless and with some bittersweet accumulated vibrations stepping inside of a pre-ordered car service vehicle before it then hit the road towards JFK. Now, as this, to my surprise, ever since my roommate's goodbye moment, appeared salty teardrops phenomena kept on rock and rolling for quite some time longer, I therefore suddenly felt prompted to check in with my precious little Linda in order to find out what caused for her to react so saddened. Quickly, I therefore came to learn that on one hand, she felt absolutely relieved and thrilled about this materialized reality check of finally officially being able to start over anew, and this in her all-time favorite, the ultimate childhood dream vision home base formation, which on-growing experienced action step, on the other hand, though nevertheless brought along the truth that everything wonderful that we as a unit found ourselves blessed to create and experience throughout these powerful and with thrills and chills filled Pandora Wombbox boot camp years would remain behind. That's right. This valuable provided she who looks inside awakens. Insight therefore instantly guided my attention towards little Linda's magical developed life toolbox collection, which as a next step led me to pick the with duality filled equation that one door always must get closed first before many others thereafter will be able to burst wide open by rewarding the daring soul with many upgrading and more suitable blessings instead, as its soothing change the way you look at things and the things you look at change. Positivity card trick remedy. Abracadabra, and so it is. Farewell, New York. Thank you for an unforgettable joyride. Peace, love, ciao for now. Zoom. My way, I'll do it my way. Now, whilst my vessel found itself exactly 11 weeks and 4 days prior to Marty McFly's legendary, in this from genius Doc Emmett Brown invented DeLorean time machine, speeding from October 21st, 1985, straight to the one set on my own in 2015 in motion ignited Cali Dreamin' arrival year at Run, I myself felt very fortunate to actually undergo the exact opposite with special effects filled duality spectacle within my own from the magical universe orchestrated Back to the Future time-traveling dream come true experience. Yay! Finally, little Linda, over decades lasting hard-desired 80s throwback wish got materialized, and this all the way from JFK to Burbank, Los Angeles. Whoa-ho! True snap effect. As luck has it, my eyeballs right after our takeoff happened to be catching the information flow on someone else's seat screen that the on January 1st, 1985 launched MTV's sister channel, Video Hits 1, VH1, started to air the amazing on February 17th, 1984 released Footloose flick, of which little Linda certainly owns its original music CD. by rounding this up in the air ignited Cali dreaming chapter up with the then following all-time classic, and on interestingly February 15th, 1985, released The Breakfast Club Indulgence. Yeah! One most likely can only imagine how Gone with the Wind and all alive and kicking, my soul found itself zooming through the heavens. Oh yeah! And then as soon as my vessel, safe and sound, arrived in its pre-established Cali home sweet home base again, my lovely inner voice rather quickly felt the urge to challenge my inner Artreyu warrioress with its famous "What's next, Linda? What's next?" line, but furthermore wondering, where to would you love to travel from here on? Achieved, you have a lot, and you definitely created enough room for yourself to jump onto some further growth and expansionary providing new adventures. Ha! And these words certainly instantly resonated with my curious turned soul in its fullest potential, and caused her, after the creation of an updated and accomplishment history inventory list, to observe that one, this magical and with many special effects packed Pandora Wombbox Boot Camp chapter lastly switched itself into a been there, done that, live toolbox ingredient history line that too, the throughout these days successfully inner and outer self-produced whirlwind phenomena for the most part got tamed and replaced again with a lot more sunshine. That three, my overall upon this ongoing pursued the truth about self-love quest attained physical, including mental well-being strengths reflected themselves with the new scale figure of 56 kilogram, 125 pounds, for instance, and with more radiant inner created stability. With 4, my soul's childhood dream meanwhile transformed itself into a practically never-ending 100% shut down accepted status quo, and that those overall over the past 8 months obtained cause and effect results therefore, as a matter of fact, 5 reinvited the almost entire accessibility rate of this magical in 2006 delivered the management of a to my soul preciously granted infinite abundance of time gift, which she exclusively gets to share with Linda wartenweiler on a different planet far away from her usual accessible comfort zone reality exit door opportunity into my awareness, which undertaken checkup in short revealed the truth that 6, all the many dusty and rocky turned roads basically found themselves ready, steady and clear again for my inner Artreyu warrioress to further explore if desired. Boom. Well, except for those that for another never-ending amount of cruising days would allow for my vessel to, for one, peacefully part with the other planet formation in order to travel to any further beautiful out there placed locations, which certainly also include the physical reconnection option with my beloved and missed rooting small apple sphere, or 2, bless little Linda with any further outside of her ongoing thrilling head cinema production undertaken acting gigs. Hip hop hooray, ho, hey ho, ah, what, lol, yes. And these magical truth factors with no doubt immediately caused for my soul to giggle out aloud, as at the end of the day I truly all along strongly kept on believing that little Linda's never-ending soul childhood acting dream realization quest happened to be the main must-do discovered reason as of why my heart, my intuition, and the magical universe, after a back, forth inner should I stay or should I go now buffalo stance of 1.5 years, guided my vessel into this thrilling swimming against the stream dream-catching adventure set upon the other planet formation, miles away from its then throughout 3 decades safely and comfort zone established Swiss lifestyle empire by causing my soul to leave all the many of little Linda's beloved collected blood and extended family members, including her dear fluffy Gina, and this very special "I've had the time of my life and I owe it all to you" encountered someone behind, to then instead, almost 1 decade later, basically finding myself stranded on the complete opposite end of my original envisioned never-ending la Hollywood land history line. LOL. What? And this rather illogical dream come true detected outcome certainly instantly struck my inner outre as rather sarcastic, which it actually still happens to be doing so right up until this very emerging now moment. Kegel. OMG. For real, my dear co-traveler. What's up with that, right? LOL. Anyway, with the accumulated knowledge that everything happens for a reason, I therefore trustingly came to decide to consult my wise inner voice for any further thought-of stepping stone suggestions, as it, after all, happened to be the source of getting this entire "What's next, Linda? What's next?" exercise into motion. Ha! With the preset game plan ingredients of desiring to invest all those additional throughout this never-ending visa wait-a-while race-at-run gained time and energy resources into a creation that would include the many of little Linda's thus far discovered and fun fact collected loves, passions, skills, hobbies, interests, life toolbox ingredients, plus abilities as wise, legal, effective, productive, meaningful, and as self-satisfactory as possible. This kind in a voice then, after the practice of a few he who looks inside awakens practiced TM sessions, including some further undertaken deeper brainstorming digging excursions, kindly ended up providing my patients practicing inner artist with the enticing and somewhat groundbreaking resonating "doing me" suggestion. Ha! Doing me? Well, this idea certainly sounded more than intriguing to my still with this US Swiss Linda lingering around confused vibrating soul. Oh yeah! The questions of how exactly this "doing me" preposition would be presenting and defining itself as, in its true meaning, thereafter immediately turned themselves into the next puzzle pieces to figure out. After some additional invested inward traveling and pondering excursions, my lovely inner voice then suddenly presented my awareness with the required powerful change the way you look at things, and things you look at change inside truth, which revealed itself as a okay. According to the magical books of the law, it would suit my never-ending yellow key storyline better to stay away from any further possible within this the other planet sphere appearing childhood dream acting dream offers. Got it. Though no one ever mentioned anything about my Linda wartenweiler vessel not being allowed to work within my own project and opportunity creations. Ha! And this solution with guarantee appears to me as the most legal available existing work environment resource within everyone's own living on Earth game right. Ha! That's more than right. Right, my dear co-traveler? Oh yeah. I got the poison and the remedy. I got the pulsating rhythmical remedy. Abracadabra. Gotcha. Yup. And that is how this ongrowing, precious, never-ending, rewarding, and with magic-filled "that doing me" project, Master Plan B strategy found its birthing moment. Yee-haw! Here you finally are. Welcome. And how it furthermore fed my awareness with the empowering and awakening epiphany shift of noticing that this "What's next, Linda? What's next?" appeared exercise actually just started to scream out for a new enough was enough reaction attitude step, which dissolved itself with another rather overdue letting go of something that no longer serves one's growth and expansion execution of. the immediate reclaiming procedure over all the many throughout the at least 2 past years, as for Miss Sphere sincerely suggested to various strangers, generously passed on steering wheel commands in regards of especially little Linda's overall sinking, the ultimate childhood dream vision, that therefore my dear Marco friends early picked up wise. Always follow your heart's desires as radiant as possible by ensuring to keep on pushing any presented boundaries with living life to its fullest possible approach, and to therefore absolutely never and take a no for an answer, no matter what, as not even the sky is the limit. Life toolbox ingredient once more needed to get reactivated instead. Right then, snap. I've got the power! Oh yeah! That's right. I've got the power. We all have the power. So I found out that I gave all the power and everything to really strangers, to everyone. I was so scared of so many things, of doing things, of taking the wrong steps, of whatever. I was just scared of everything because this. Yes, this is my hobby. My dream is so important to me that I at some point got so scared like a little mouse. I went to the corner and everyone was able to just tell me beep, bop, boop, and I would just do it and do nothing. And yeah, that's what happened to me. So at that moment, I just realized to me that I can actually do me. And if I do me, that is the most, it's just the most powerful thing that you can have. It's yourself and your own beliefs. And if you stick to it and you're 100%, 1,000,000% committed to it, I mean, there can only be amazing outcomes because you're so committed to it and convinced that this is the right way or whatever way you want to go. And if there's a will, there's a way. And I know this. And yes, so think about it. Are you standing in your own powers, or are you giving your powers away, to outside resources? There can be so many different resources or sources. It can be media, it can be your job, it can be society, it can be your partner, it can be your family, it can be your brother, it can be whoever, it can be whatever. Are you standing in your own powers? Like, really ask yourself, because I did lose it, and pretty much I got rid of everything. And it's a shift. It takes quite some energy out of you and willpower, and it's a struggling thing because you rewire yourself. Especially, I'm coming from a codependency perspective as well. But I can really only encourage you. Do it. If you feel that this is something that is standing in your way, because the only person standing in your way is you. It's not someone else. It's not society. It's not him or her or whoever. It's really you. It can be your thought. It can be your reaction or action patterns. I mean, everything is everything is a thought anyway. Your life begins with the thoughts. It's the computer. It's how you're programmed. So if you reprogram yourself, then you will have a different experience of life and yourself as well. So I want to leave you with that, my dearest friend. Day 29. Think about it. Are you standing in your own powers, or are you giving your powers away? That is that. And what excuses do you have? Because it's just an excuse. We all have excuses if we're scared, but your heart knows, okay? All right, my lovely friend. It is really beautiful to have you here. And yes, I see you soon. Think about it. The choice is yours.